Hello Year 5s and welcome to your grammar lesson. Today we're going to be looking at revising word classes as our learning objective. Now many of you know these, but we just need to make sure that you're 100% familiar with what a word class is and what are the different types of word classes that we get. So word classes refer to a number of concepts. The first one we're going to be looking at is nouns. Okay, now a noun is a word that identifies a person, a place, or a thing, okay? And now generally a noun is something that's very common, okay? Something that we find in everyday life. We can generally see it, we can very generally touch it, right? The other types of nouns that you'll need to know of is a proper noun, and that's the name of a person, a place, or a thing. And that is a very important one because it needs to have a capital letter. All right, so those are the two that you're going to be most familiar with when using in your writing or identifying. The other two that we get are abstract nouns, which are feelings, so like love, sadness, and collective nouns, which is a group. All right, so when we talk about like a swarm of bees or a pride of lions, that is a group, and we would call that a collective noun. Okay, but for you, the two that you're going to be commonly using is common nouns, which are just generally called nouns, and proper nouns. So can you identify all the nouns in the sentence below? If you can pause the video now and see if you can correctly identify them. Okay, so let's have a look at the nouns in the sentence. The first one would be Mary. Okay, Mary is a proper noun. It's the name of a person. Food, common, everyday. Pizza, all right, we can see it, we can touch it. Bacon and cheese. Those are my there are 5 nouns there in that sentence, okay? We talk about pronouns. Pronouns take the place of nouns, and what they do is they are referring to a specific thing or a person. So instead of repeating that word, you would use a pronoun in its place. So you wouldn't say Miss Fink went to Miss Fink's classroom, opened Miss Fink's door, and then sat in Miss Fink's chair, switched on Miss Fink's laptop to check Miss Fink's emails, all right? You would replace it with her, she, and the other ones that you might see are mine, we, I, us, me, okay? Him, they, she. So have a look at the sentence and see if you can identify the pronoun in this sentence. Pause the video if you need a bit of time and read the sentence and see if you can identify the pronoun. Okay, so it says, as Peter and Sam waited by the bus stop, they quickly completed their homework task. So instead of saying, as Peter and Sam waited by the bus stop, Peter and Sam quickly completed their homework task, we would replace it with the pronoun they. We talk about adjectives. Adjectives are describing words, and they are used to describe a noun. Okay, so if you can read the sentence there and see if you can identify the adjectives in that sentence, and make sure that they are describing the noun, and you now know what a noun is. So hopefully this will be a nice and easy task for you. So pause the video and have a go. Super. So we talk about the enormous, looming building. Both these words describe the word building. It tells me a little bit more. I can actually picture it in my mind. An adjective is great when we use it for writing because it really paints a picture for the reader. Minuscule, it towered over the minuscule people. It tells me that they're little, very small. And we can use that root word mini to decode that word minuscule. All right, so if we look at the word minuscule and we look at that root word mini, you would know that the word mini means very small. Who walked in single file rows. Single file is describing the word rows. It's telling me more about it. So those are your adjectives in that sentence, and hopefully you managed to get them correct. Right, the next word class we're going to look at is verbs. Now, verbs are action words, so they tell us more about, more about the action. So run, seem, grow. They are generally things that you can also do. Okay, so if you can do it, it is generally classified as an action. So see if you can find the verb in that sentence. Right, if you need to have a bit more time, you may pause the video and then come back to it when you're ready. So let's have a look. As she ran towards the goalpost, she cheered loudly as the ball bounced into the net. So what are the action words? What are the verbs in that sentence? The verbs would be ran and bounced. Okay, those are 2 actions that you can do. We talk about adverbs. Adverbs gives us more information about the verb. Adjective or another adverb itself, okay? But the one that I want you to really think about is the verb one, okay? So making sure that you're giving more information about how the action is done. And generally speaking, adverbs end with an ly. So if you're at any stage you see a word and they give it to you with the meaning of, it ends in an ly and it's describing the verb, it will be an adverb. So see if you can identify any of the adverbs now, and that hint with the ly tells us more about how the action is happening. See if you can identify the adverbs in that sentence. Pause the video and have a go. Right, let's have a look. She silently tiptoed. Tiptoed is our verb, so doing it silently tells us more about how she's doing that action. Towards the nearest, oh, there's a bit of a spelling error there. Let me just quickly take out that W. The nearest exit, all the while hoping her father would not hear her as she anxiously turned the doorknob. So there you can see both those words end in ly, and it's telling us more about how they're doing that action. Okay, silently tiptoed is describing that action. Okay, so tiptoed is my verb and silently is describing that verb. Turned, I can turn something, and anxiously is describing that word turned. We talk about a preposition. Prepositions are words that describe the position of something. Okay, I always think about like the monkey jumped and then blank the box. And if you can put that word into it, then generally it is a preposition. So the monkey jumped under the box, the monkey jumped between the boxes, the monkey jumped on the box. Okay, if you can put that word generally into that blank space, it generally will be a preposition. That's always helped me at school. So see if you can identify the preposition in this sentence. As quick as a flash, the fox ran between the trees chasing after his prey. All right, and hopefully it'll be nice and easy because I've used the same word that's given in the list, between. Right, a conjunction is a word that connects sentences, okay, or phrases like and, because, but, for, or. Okay, so see if you can find out the conjunction in the sentence. It was a long time ago now. He had not found the mysterious island because the map he had discovered had been stolen from his desk. See if you can identify the conjunction in that little paragraph. Right, if you need more time, pause the video. Otherwise, hopefully you have discovered the word because. It is linking those two together. Right, he had not found the mysterious island. The map he had discovered had been stolen from his desk. Okay, so those are the two sentences that we are linking together with our conjunction because. And our determiners is a word that introduces a noun. Okay, so for example, an, a, every, this, those, or the. Okay, so see if you can identify the determiner in this sentence. I like to eat an egg for breakfast. Pause the video if you need. Otherwise, hopefully you would have seen it's really, really easy. And it is an. Okay, and now the reason why we use an and not a is because my noun, egg, starts with the letter E. And if it starts with a vowel sound, which is A, E, I, O, U, it will start with, we will use an, not a. Right, so that is it. You're going to log on to Teams now, and there are 9 questions for you to complete with your assignment. I hope that you managed to whiz through them because they are all revision of the word classes that we've been doing, not just this year, but in your previous years. So hopefully you'll manage to ace it and do really well. Hope you had a lovely lesson and see you later. Bye.